What's up, guys? It's time for me to make my Week 13 NFL predictions. Let's dive into it. We have the Giants taking on the Dolphins. Folks, I'm going to go with Miami at home. Daniel Jones is going to be out due to a neck injury. Tua Tagovailoa has played much better, and the Dolphins have a very favorable schedule. Who knows? They could potentially get to 7-7 and still have a shot at making the playoffs this season. Give me Miami. Next up, we got the Colts taking on the Texans. The Texans, coming into the season, were viewed as one of the worst teams in the league. They just lost to the Jets last week. On the other side, Indy gave Tampa Bay all they could handle, had some crucial turnovers, and could not stop Leonard Fournette. This team will get back to the basics. They will go back to running the football with Jonathan Taylor, which will lead to a win on Sunday against the Houston Texans. Next up, we got the Cardinals taking on the Bears. Matt Nagy is bound to lose his job at the end of this season. On the other side, the Cardinals could potentially get Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins back. They're coming off a bye, and Arizona has the best record in the NFL. Give me the Cardinals. Next up, we have the Vikings taking on the Lions. The Lions almost beat Minnesota the last time these two teams played. The Lions have also been in so many games this season. They tied the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went toe-to-toe with the Cleveland Browns. On Thanksgiving, they only lost to the Bears by 2 points. They had a lead with 2 minutes to go. They were up 14-13. The Bears made a last-second field goal in order to win the game. Unfortunately, the Lions are in for another loss. The Vikings will win this game without Dalvin Cook. Next up, we got the Eagles taking on the Jets. The Jets had a nice win last week over the Texans, but Philly is a much tougher test. Last week, the Eagles had a shot to potentially get into the playoff picture, and they wet the bed. They lost to the Giants. Jalen Reagor dropped 2 potential touchdown passes. This team gets back in the win column. They beat the Jets in MetLife. Next up, we got the Bengals taking on the Chargers. I honestly think that this game should have been flexed to Sunday Night Football. Unfortunately, it wasn't. That being said, we got 2 of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. Joe Burrow taking on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert won a Rookie of the Year last season. Joe Burrow was the first overall pick. Let's dive into it. Cincinnati, going into the season, was projected to finish in last place in the AFC North. They have exceeded everyone's expectations. Going into the draft, the Ja'Marr Chase selection was very controversial due to the fact that Joe Burrow went down due to injury last year. They selected Chase, and it's safe to say they made the right call. On the other side, the Chargers started the year 4-1. They didn't just look like a playoff contender, they looked like a legit Super Bowl contender. They have completely fallen apart. If the playoffs ended today, if the season ended today and the playoffs started, both of these teams would be in the playoff picture. However, I have more confidence in the Bengals due to the fact that they've been more consistent throughout the entire season. I expect them to run the football with Joe Mixon. The Chargers currently have the worst run defense in the National Football League. I like the Bengals. I think this is a huge game for both teams. This feels like a playoff game. Both of these teams won't make a Super Bowl run or a deep playoff run. However, experience matters. And I think the winner of this game will definitely go to the playoffs this season. Give me Cincinnati at home. Next up, we got the Bucs taking on the Falcons. Folks, the Falcons are a 5-6 football team battling for a potential wild card spot. That being said, the Falcons have been struggling this season. They were blown out by the Cowboys 2 weeks ago. They were humiliated, shut down by the Patriots on Thursday night. They had a nice little bounce back win over the Jags, but it was against the Jags. Tampa Bay is a Super Bowl contender. They won the Super Bowl last year. They're coming off a very impressive win over the Indianapolis Colts. I expect Tampa Bay to handle their business and beat Atlanta on the road. Next up, we got the Rams taking on the Jags. Los Angeles is in a bit of a slump right now. They lost to the Titans on Sunday Night Football, followed by a loss to the 49ers on Monday night. They just lost to the Packers last week. However, I expect them to bounce back. They're going up against the Jags, who currently have the worst record in the AFC. Give me the Rams. Next up, we got the Washington football team taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Washington has been red hot. Since the bye, this defense has played much better. They beat Tom Brady, Cam Newton in Carolina, and Russell Wilson on Monday night. That being said, they have to go on the road. The Las Vegas Raiders are coming off a very impressive win over the Dallas Cowboys. They also had 10 days to prepare for this matchup. I got the Raiders. Next up, we got the Ravens taking on the Steelers. Before the year started, I picked the Steelers to miss the playoffs. I said Mike Tomlin is on the verge of having his first losing season because I don't trust Ben Roethlisberger. I expect Big Ben to retire at the end of the season. He just doesn't have it anymore, folks. The Ravens defense bottled up the Cleveland Browns offense last week. They forced Baker Mayfield to throw the football. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt couldn't get anything going. I expect Najee Harris to struggle on Sunday, and Lamar Jackson will not throw 4 interceptions. Give me the Ravens. Next up, we got the 49ers taking on the Seahawks. Folks, the Russell Wilson era is coming to an end. Before the season, I thought the Seahawks would make the playoffs. They're 3-8. Last year, they were 12-4, and Russell Wilson was upset. Now, this team is going to miss the playoffs. Russell Wilson does not want to play for a defensive-minded head coach. Seattle doesn't have draft capital. You also have to take into consideration the division that they play in. Arizona is 9-2. They've been winning games without Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins this season. The Rams are going all in. They traded for Matt Stafford, traded for Von Miller, and they just signed Odell Beckham Jr. This team isn't going anywhere. The Niners are also going to be a threat if Trey Lance lives up to being the 3rd overall pick. I think Russell's time is coming to an end. On the other side, the Niners have been playing really well. They've won their last 3 games. Jimmy Garoppolo has done a great job game managing. Deebo Samuel will be out for 2 weeks. That is a bit of a concern, but I expect the Niners to get a win over the Seahawks. Next up, Sunday Night Football. We got the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Folks, if the Broncos win on Sunday and the Raiders and Chargers lose, guess who's in first place in the AFC West? The Denver Broncos would be. That being said, I don't expect it to happen. Kansas City has been red hot since the bye week. They beat the Giants, the Packers, Cowboys, and Raiders before the bye. Now Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes have had time to prepare for this big matchup on Sunday. If I'm Denver, I'm going all in. I'm interested in Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Deshaun Watson. This team has talent, but they ultimately won't make the playoffs this season, and it's unreasonable to expect them to go into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs, who are coming off a bye. Give me the Chiefs. Finally, biggest game of the week. We got the Patriots taking on the Bills. This is a battle for first place in the AFC East, people. I'm going to go with the Patriots. Last year, when these two teams played in Buffalo, the Patriots had a shot. They were driving. It looked like they were about to pull off the upset. And Cam Newton fumbled the football in the red zone. Mac Jones will not make that same mistake. You also have to take into consideration the fact that the Bills swept the Patriots last season. I believe Bill Belichick has a bad taste in his mouth. I love the way the Pats are playing. They've won their last 6 games. They lead the league in interceptions. They can run the football effectively. The Bills struggled against the Colts and the Titans. New England's going to pound their rock. Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris will both run the football effectively, keep Josh Allen on the sideline. Even if the Patriots lose this game, I'm not worried. I think they have a great shot at winning the division because Buffalo's next opponent is Tampa Bay. They have to go on the road to play the Buccaneers in Tampa, and I expect them to lose. The Patriots have breathing room. That being said, they will still win this matchup on Monday night and state their claim not only as the best team in the division, but the best team in the conference. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you liked this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thanks, guys.